Hello, Namaskar. Good evening, everyone. So, before we begin with our today's session, daily news analysis session, I would like to make an announcement to everyone. Good morning, good evening, Mamta, Raman, Gagan. Good evening, everyone. Just one announcement I would like to make. Today onwards, our daily analysis team, we all know that you ek din do दिन like to announce you all do not एग्जैक्ट कंटेंट जैसा पहले जा रहा था वैसे अभी भी जाएगा. उमंग मैम विल टेक, पूजा मैम विल टेक एंड आई विल टेक. सो कंटेंट की क्वालिटी बेटा ऊपर ही होगी, कम नहीं होगी. सो वी विल डिलीवर द सेम क्वालिटी enriched content related to the UPSC perspective that would be delivered to all of you, right? So again, I hope you all will cooperate with us, coordinate with us right away. I just want all of your quick thumbs up so that I can begin with the session. Charita, Ekta, Poonam, Abha, Kiran, give me a quick thumbs up, beta. Then only we will begin. Okay, great, great. Tagged terror. Now, this editorial to do in the way that what legal instruments India can use to put pressure on Pakistan to stop sponsoring terrorism. In this editorial, the editorial is saying that all sort of conventions, which are terrorism conventions, just on Pakistan and on where on state sponsored terrorism or promoting terrorism in our country, that's India, right? So we will be discussing the first editorial in detail. Then the next one, why India needs stable urban forest. Now here it is talking about that the role of urban forest in mitigating the climate change or improving the air quality, as well as other major effects or other major advantages these urban forest has. So we will be seeing that in detail, and here the editorial has talked about many of the railway station and Malkham. So we will be discussing this as well from the prelims perspective. Amrit Bharat Railway Station is a scheme in which yesterday in Bikaner, our Honorable PM has inaugurated 103 railway stations, and all these railway stations heritage and culture of India. So we will be seeing that in detail. So now the first one, use international terrorism, and it covers GS2, that is international relations. Now the meaning of lawfare first. Lawfare, what does this mean? Lawfare means, in simplest of the simple terms, to make use of the legal means, legal principles in order to achieve a desired and strategic objective. Now what does this mean? है हम पाकिस्तान को डिप्लोमेटिक लेवल पे तो हम डील कर ही रहे हैं, राइट, एज यू ऑल नो अबाउट द ऑपरेशन सिंदूर. बट व्हाट एडिटोरियल इज सेइंग कि इंडिया को पाकिस्तान के ऊपर एक प्रेशर बनाना चाहिए ऑन द ग्लोबल फोरम as well. And on the same way, even today on 23rd, that is today itself, multi-party delegations have been gone to various countries across the globe under the PM Modi government, and not only the ruling party members but also the opposition party members have been chosen. For example, DMK MP Kanimozi, then Supriya Sule, the NCP party MP. So all these have been selected to send multi-party delegations in order to expose the real Pakistan and the state-sponsored terrorism which they are doing. Right. So I'll just quickly read it for you. India can deploy international law lawfare to confront Pakistan's continued support of cross-border terrorism as a complement to kinetic measures like military actions. Now, next point, India can also hold Pakistan accountable through the international legal avenues. अब ये legal avenues कौन से हैं ये हम इस slide में देखेंगे. Right. So India and Pakistan are signatories to various terrorism conventions. The first SARC Regional Convention on Suppression Prevention of Terrorism. Now this was signed in 19 Convention. Now this was signed in 1997. Now all these are the conventions in which India and Pakistan are the or to take drastic steps in order for the entities which are sponsoring terrorism. For example, we have Jaish-e-Mohammed, we have Lashkar-e-Taiba, we have the Resistance Front कर रहा है in order to what in against the terrorist against the कर रहा है in order to what in against the terrorist against the individuals has been claimed by whom. Now this was found in 1948 in other going on, but the going on but the beta I'll get back in 5 minutes. Beta I'll get back in 5 minutes. Am I audible now? Everyone, Gagan, Mamta, Sheenu, Charita, Izzer, Alam, Aditi, Gagan. Gagan, I understand. We will look into that as well. Your feedback is much, much appreciated. So for today, we will be covering from the pen tablet for. Is it buffering again, Charita, Ekta, Gagan, for everyone or just for 2 or 3 students here? There are 14 watching. I'd be really helpful if you all can reply. All the 14 one can just reply. Next 5 minutes. So we will be resuming from the blackboard itself. So I'll be rejoining in next 5 minutes. Gagan, Poonam, Charita, everyone.
हाँ वी कैन करो करो आप एक सेकेंड आनंद ठीक है आनंद इसमें वो कहाँ आएगा यार वो पेन वाला बस ठीक है हाँ डन डन ठीक है डन हाँ ठीक है डन 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 ओके Am I visible, audible, everyone? Is there Ekta, Charitha, Gagan? Am I visible, audible? I'll be starting from the beginning itself. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Let's start. Yeah. Okay, Vinod. So under mains Manthan, two important editorials. The first, use international law to take on Pakistan-backed terror. Here, the editorial is talking about India's effort which it needs to put in order to take Pakistan on the global channels or the global level forums and put pressure on the Pakistan to stop state-sponsored terrorism. Here it is talking about all the terrorism conventions of which India and Pakistan are both the signatories, right? Mamta, I will explain that later, but let's focus here as of now. So this is focusing on all the global level terrorism conventions which needs to be taken care of, and Pakistan to put pressure in order for them to stop the state-sponsored terrorism. Then second, why India needs stable urban forest. Now this editorial is talking about the importance of urban forest in order to mitigate the climate change, to improve the air quality, and it supports varied forms of biodiversity on all its levels, right? So we will be seeing various examples in this, that is of Maharashtra, of Telangana, as well as the judicial pronouncements related to this. Then under Prelim Sati, we have Operation Black Forest, we have Amrit Bharat Railway Station Scheme, and we have Malkhambh. Right now, Operation Black Forest, India has a goal to make it Naxal free by which year? By March 2026. We have a goal to make India Naxal free by March 2026. And Amrit Bharat Railway Station, yesterday only in Bikaner, our Honorable PM Narendra Modi has inaugurated 103 Amrit Bharat railway stations. We will be seeing all those railway stations, not in detail, but just an overview about the scheme, so that if any question comes in mains, you can just connect the dots and mention this as a value addition example. Very good, Charita. 31st of March 2026. And Malkhambh, it's a sort of a art. We will see which states practice this art in India. Then comes the first editorial, use international law to take on Pakistan-backed terror. Why in news? Pakistan state-sponsored terrorism, syllabus GS2 international relations. Now the first, lawfare strategy against Pakistan. Now first thing, what is lawfare? अगर आपको lawfare का मतलब समझ में आएगा, then only you will be able to understand this slide. So lawfare means the use of legal principles, the use of legal laws in order to achieve a strategic and desired objective. In this case, after the Pahalgam terror attack, or I should say the barbaric attack done by Pakistan, the resistance front, which is an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba in Besaran Valley of Jammu and Kashmir, we launched Operation Sindoor, where we have attacked 9 terror camps inside Pakistan. And after this operation, the editorial is saying कि सिर्फ diplomatic level पे बात नहीं बनेगी, India should take Pakistan on the global level forum and show the world that it is a habitual offender, a habitual violator of international law, and put all sort of pressure on Pakistan because it is sponsoring terrorism. The IMF loan which it is taking, that is around 85. The total loan is around $7 billion. Right, so all this money is being used where? Is being used to bleed India, is being used to bleed Kabul as well. You all must have heard about Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which is in short, it's Pakistan Taliban only. Now this Tehreek-e-Taliban have been recruited by Pakistan, have been indoctrinated by Pakistan, have been used by Pakistan when during the Soviet-Afghan war in 1980s, but now the same organization is conducting the terror attacks in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan. So lawfare strategy against Pakistan, I'll quickly read it for you. India can deploy international law lawfare to confront Pakistan's continued support for cross-border terrorism as a complement to kinetic measures like militancy action. India can hold Pakistan accountable through international legal avenues. Now you must be thinking, so what are these conventions? So in the next slide, we'll be having a look about all these conventions. They are signatories to various conventions. Now the first, yes, Ekta, Shinu, Charita, Poonam. Let's just focus here, everyone now. Now the class is working fine. It's audible, visible, everything is going great. Yeah. Poonam, please, let's focus here. So the first SAARC Regional Convention on Suppression of Terrorism. Now this was signed in 1987. Then International Convention for the Suppression of Financing of Terrorism. This in 1999. And the last International Convention for the Suppression of Terrorist Bombings, this in the year 1997. So these are the three conventions of which India and Pakistan are the signatories. So they are saying through these conventions, India should put pressure on the Pakistan, and Pakistan is obliged to take action against Hafiz Saeed, who is the leader of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and all other terrorists, who are breeding on their soil, and the entities which we have destroyed under Operation Sindoor. But Pakistan should also take action against all those entities and stop their funding from all sources and from all the areas from where they are being funded. And then next, India's legal case. As you all know, Mumbai attacks, 26/11 attacks. Who took responsibility? Lashkar-e-Taiba took responsibility in coordination with ISI. ISI, it's a state within a state in Pakistan. It was launched in which year? It was launched in 1948, and they are responsible for the recent espionage cases as well. Now what I would like to say here, beta, we all can see the battlefield remains silent, but the battle is not over. The strategy of the Pakistan is to not only infiltrate terrorists into India. Once the terrorists have been eliminated, they do cross-border shelling in which our soldiers die. And when they resort both these options, then the third option which they have is spies. We all know recent Jyoti Malhotra, the YouTuber vlogger, Devinder Singh, Shehzad, and many of these spies have been caught, who have been supported by ISI, which I've mentioned. It's a state within state. So the picture which we see on the battlefield is not the reality, though that is silent, but Pakistan is continuously resorting to other measures in order to bleed India, right? Recently, even PM Shehbaz Sharif has asked Honorable PM Narendra Modi to meet at some neutral venue and talk about Kashmir, talk about terror, talk about water, that is in this water treaty, and talk about trade. But our PM has said no to it, denied the opportunity, denied the meeting, I would say. Why we have denied? Because again and again India has reiterated that India-Pakistan issue or Kashmir issue is a bilateral issue, and we will not tolerate any third-party mediation in this, right? So it should gather and publicize evidence of Pakistan's involvement in the acts of terrorism and the Pahalgam terror attack. Same way जैसे हमने मुंबई अटैक में किया था, we need to do with the Pahalgam terror attack as well. Then India should present this evidence and use to build a solid case against Pakistan, referring to specific provisions to international terrorism conventions. See beta, Pakistan ki condition is very bad. You all must have heard about Balochistan, where BLA is conducting all sort of terror attacks in Pakistan, right? BLA, Balochistan, which constitutes 44% of Pakistan territory. It is the biggest province. It is the biggest province, yet it is the poorest province of Pakistan, and it is very much rich in natural gas, in the coal, and all sort of rare earth minerals are being found in Balochistan. But the real Baloch people, all the people who are living in this province, are not able to bear the fruits of their own province. Rather, the military comes, or the other provinces of Pakistan comes, they extract the resources from Pakistan, and they do not pay any sort of heed to the Balochistan province. And same is happening with China. China is also doing the same in Balochistan province. Their CPEC, that is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is passing through the Balochistan province, and they have killed around 62 Chinese officials as well, who are involved in what? Who are involved in CPEC corridor. Then comes the role of International Court of Justice. Here, terrorism conventions for dispute resolution through the ICJ. Now, same ICJ has been used in Ukraine-Russia war. In which Ukraine is saying that Russia is funding terrorism in Donbas region. Now, same way, India can also put pressure on ICJ that Pakistan is sponsoring terrorism through Lashkar-e-Taiba to Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Resistance Front, and all sort of terror organizations which are breeding on their soil. We all have seen after Operation Sindoor, when these terrorists were died, they were wrapped in the Pakistani national flag. Their coffins were wrapped in Pakistani national flag, and even the funerals of these terrorists were attended by the army generals. Now, this is something is very much evident to the entire world, to the global world, that army general are hand in gloves with these terrorists, whom they were considering as the freedom fighters, but for the entire world, they are terrorists who have killed many innocent civilians in India, as we all know. Then, despite Pakistan reservation regarding the ICJ jurisdiction, could still bring the case to draw global attention. Now, what would be the impact of legal action? Even अगर ICJ बेटा कुछ रिजल्ट नहीं भी देता, कोई लीगल एक्शन नहीं भी लेता पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट, still we will win not only the military war which we have won on 7th of May or 10th of May after the ceasefire. India won this short-term conflict as well, but even we want to win the narrative war. Nowadays, narrative war is very, very important. We all must have seen about information. We all have seen about disinformation on the media as well. So we need to win the narrative war as well. When Shehbaz Sharif is claiming that they have destroyed our Rafale jet as well as S-400. Then after the ceasefire, our Honorable PM visited Adampur Air Base in Pakistan, and when he was addressing the military over there, and he was addressing Indian soldiers, behind that there was a picture of S-400. Now, what is this? This is like showing to the world that our S-400 is totally safe and nothing has been done to it by Pakistan. So this is something to build a narrative on the global world that what Pakistan is saying is a blatant lie, and India still has its S-400 and all other military installations which are safe. Right? Then promote a global narrative against Pakistan's state-sponsored terrorism, can utilize the legal proceeding to further its diplomatic and strategic goals by drawing attention to Pakistan violation of international law and its support for terrorism. Now, the next editorial, Sudarshan Chakra, exactly this is a Hindi term for the S-400, Hindi, or I should say Indian term for S-400. Why India needs stable urban forest? Now, this why in news? Because of expanding urbanization and the role of urban forest in mitigating the climate change, in improving the air quality, as well as supporting varied forms of biodiversity, and what these urban forests, the challenges they are facing, and all sort of judicial interventions which we are seeing. Syllabus, Environment and Ecology, GS paper 3. Then comes the first, urban forest and their importance. Now, in this slide, it is full of examples. Wherever required, I will explain them in detail, but you need to write down the examples so that any question comes on exceeding or increasing urbanization, because urbanization also covers your part of anyone, GS1, GS2, GS3. It covers GS1, that is Indian society, urbanization, their problems as well as their remedies. So it covers the part of GS1, that is Indian society. Now, this editorial is talking about the urban forest, that is Kancha Gajibowli in Hyderabad, RA in Mumbai, and Tirahali in Karnataka, or in the capital of Karnataka, that is Bangalore, or also known as Silicon Valley of India. Recently, they are undergoing floods as well. So it is in news also. So urban forests such as these are facing lot of stress because of increased population, increased consumption of resources and increased urbanization. जितना urbanization बढ़ रहा है उतना green spaces कम होता जा रहा है. And all these urban forests also are the part of SDG. We have SDG 11, we have SDG 13. SDG 11 is sustainable cities. Sustainable cities, and SDG 13 covers climate action. Now imagine a question comes in mains and you write all these examples. You write Kacha Gajiboli in Hyderabad, RAN Torahali in Bangalore along with these SDG 11, SDG 13, that is climate action and sustainable resilient cities. Don't you think you will get marks? 100% you will get extra marks because you are writing value addition points. You are writing keywords. Just underline these points. You will 100% get a half or 1 mark extra. The more examples you give, the more success stories you write, the more case studies you write, the better marks you will get. Now these forests, what are the advantages of these forests? They reduce the urban heat island, they mitigate the stormwater runoff, they prevent erosion, flooding. All these points do not need any sort of explanation. I have intentionally kept all of these in the PPT and I will share it with you as well so that you can just make short notes of these. Whenever a question of urbanization comes, you can vomit all the details over there. Then urban forests also provide habitat for many endangered species, all sort of birds, butterflies, species who are living in these forests as well near the cities, and support biodiversity, offer recreational and mental health benefits as well. Then comes what are the threats. They face various forms of threat, risk of extinction. Telangana, we will see this in detail in the next slide. Then deforestation, we all know in Delhi, Chennai and Bangalore, right? AQI levels, AQI air quality levels, we all have seen in Delhi it has crossed 500 as well. And as per World Air Quality Report 2024, India is the fifth most polluted country in the world. Fifth most polluted country in the world is our country, that is India. And if we talk about cities, top 6 cities out of 10 cities are in India. Top 6 out of 10 cities are in India and 13 out of 20 cities are in India. These are the data from the World Air Quality Report 2024. And also Delhi is the most polluted capital globally. Most polluted capital globally. So these are the facts. 13 out of 20, 6 out of 10, then 5th most polluted country as well as Delhi, right? So all these are the challenges which are being faced due to the absence of urban forest. Then comes the judicial interventions. RA forest case, as I've told you, it's in Maharashtra. So Mumbai High Court has stopped this RA forest from being diverted for the Mumbai Metro Rail project. So Supreme Court, the High Court has intervened and stopped the diversion of the forest land. Then Kancha Gajiboli is the same case as we have seen earlier in the first slide. Then Godavarman Tirumulpad versus Union of India. Here as well, all sort of interventions have been done by the High Court in order to prevent the forest land to be used for non-forest purposes. That is because of increased urbanization, increased infrastructure development and all sort of industrialization which are being done in the cities. Then many PILs have also been filed. PILs have also been filed in order to make sure that the courts, the judicial intervention in the case of Bhopal, in the case of Indore, in the case of Allahabad, Pune, all these cities have seen the judicial intervention in order to improve what? Urban green spaces. Urban green spaces, which are also known as green lungs. Green lungs of earth. Now urban green spaces, green lungs, RA case, Kancha Gajiboli case, Godavarman Thirumulpad versus Union of India case, various PILs. What are these? These are the keywords. You need to write if any question comes in your mains, or you can just scribble down in your notes as well. Now comes the government initiatives. The first, Nagar One Yojana. Now Nagar One Yojana by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Its aim is to build 1,000 urban forests by the year 2027. Through which? Through CSR, that is corporate social responsibility, as well as PPP, that is public private partnership, and of course community level participation. ऐसा कोई initiative नहीं है जो successful हो जाए अगर उसमें community participate ना करे, right? Yeah, then comes the National Forest Policy, which also aims at 33% forest cover. 33% forest cover, also include the urban afforestation. Then comes National Mission for Green India. It comes under National Action Plan of Climate Change, and it also focusing on expanding the urban green spaces. Then Smart Cities Mission, it is basically focusing on sustainable infrastructure development. Sustainable कब होगा? जब greenery को भी हम उतना ही focus देंगे जितना हम infrastructure development में दे रहे हैं, right? And then Amrut mission focuses on improving the standard of life of the people. Even WHO says that हर 300 square kilometer में there should be urban green spaces. And even under Amrut mission, WHO also says that 12 to 15 square kilometer of urban spaces for each individual, or I should say per capita requirement of urban green spaces is 12 to 15 square kilometer. Hussain, absolutely, that is reduce, reuse and recycle, sustainable development quite seriously. Absolutely, yeah, Birnihat, that is in Assam. It is the most polluted area, Mamta. Absolutely correct. Then comes the next, all these you need to remember. National Forest Policy. One more fact I would just tell you, IFSR report, that is in 2023. It says the tree and forest cover, constitutes 24.62% of the total geographical area. Now this data you need to remember, you need to imbibed in your mind so that any question comes again and again. I'm repeating the same line because without mentioning these facts, these examples, these value addition points, it is hard to fetch marks in mains. Right? So IFSR 2023, 24.62% is the total geographical area of a country. Then environmental and social impact, very, very basic here. It is caused by the vehicle emissions, the construction dust, which contributes significantly to the deteriorating air quality. Urban forest also acts as a buffer, removing air pollutants and improving the overall health outcomes in cities. Along with this, also remember Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty, also includes the right to clean and green environment. Right to clean, safe and green environment. If a question comes in prelims, right to clean, green, safe environment comes under which of the following fundamental rights? Article 19, Article 21, Article 25, Article 30. The correct answer is Article 21, that is right to life and personal liberty. You cannot do these questions wrong because these are very, very basic ones. Right? Then cultural and social benefits of urban forests, including recreation, mental well-being and community engagement. Then comes the next, the urgency of urban forest protection. Why do we need? Because of the rapid urbanization, which has led to disregard, with urban forests being the primary victims of such development. The Kancha Gajiboli in Telangana is a famous case. It's a famous case study in which Telangana High Court has stopped and has asked for carbon sequestration efforts as well as ecosystem restoration efforts in Kancha Gajiboli case, that is in Telangana. So all these keywords you need to write down in your short notes and remember it for your mains perspective, right? Then comes the next, a prelims PYQ from the year 2016. Quickly solve the question here. But it's a common sense question. Only Ekta has given the correct answer, that is B. Gagan, Abhinandan, Hussain, Mansa, Charita. You have given the wrong answers. Carbon dioxide is not being included in calculating the value of the air quality index, right? So if you eliminate 1, the correct answer is B, that is 2, 3 and 4. Carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide, even methane is not being considered. If you're gonna eliminate 5, then also you will reach 50-50 answer, that is A or B option. So carbon dioxide we do not include. Okay, this was asked in 2016, a very repetitive sort of a question. Then there was a mains PYQ as well, day after tomorrow, that is your prelims 25th, for which you have been working hard for the past 365 days. So I wish you all the very best for that. But here you need to write these questions or practice these questions for all of those who are appearing this year after you clear the prelims, and those who are appearing, who will appear in 2026, you need to make sure to practice PYQs first and then switch to any other test series or any other institute for your mains preparation, right? Then comes under the prelim Sarthi, we have the first Operation Black Forest. Now Operation Black Forest is related to what? Operation Black Forest is related to Naxal Free India. Naxal Free India by 31st of March 2026, right? Operation Black Forest is also known as Operation Sankalp and Operation Kare Guttalu. Kare Guttalu are the hills between the Telangana and the Chhattisgarh border. It was launched on which date? It was launched on 21st of April. Even yesterday we have killed or we have neutralized many of the many of the Naxals, but one person who was the leader, he was also being neutralized, famously known as Basava Raju. Where? In Narayanpur, Chhattisgarh. Narayanpur district, Chhattisgarh, who is also known as, his original name is Basavaraju. He's being known by this name, but his name is Nambala Keshav Rao. Nambala Keshav Rao. He has been neutralized, so it's a win-win situation for the security forces. Earlier as well, the Naxals' morale was very much down, but after the death of their leader, after he was being killed, their morale has come down to a lot more extent, and it's a situation for the paramilitary forces who are behind these Naxals, as well as a win-win situation for government of India. At present, the Modi government is not only focusing on the external threat, now it is also taking paramount steps for the internal security problems, and this is one such problem which is also famously known as Red Corridor area. So from the exam perspective, Operation Black Forest you should know, Sankalp you should know. If a question comes Kare Gotala, you should be knowing it's related to the Naxalism. Also, if I tell you why I am saying Naxal free by 2026, earlier there were Naxal affected districts were 126 in the year 2013 to 14, which have reduced to just 12 in 2025. So you imagine, in the span of 10 years, 126 Naxal districts to just 12 districts. Now there are few government initiatives as well. Now what are those initiatives? In order for the Naxals, these initiatives are National Policy and Action Plan in 2015, which is dealing with how to involve these Naxals into the mainstream society. Then we have Operation Samadhan, not Operation Samadhan, Samadhan is the scheme, Samadhan scheme for them, National Policy Action Plan, and one more you can write, that is ADP, Aspirational District Program, in order to develop which districts? These districts, in order to bring the Naxals into the mainstream and provide them all sort of benefits under the social sector initiatives, all sort of employment, all sort of education, healthcare, and all sort of other services which needs to be provided to them, right? So Operation Black Forest is almost, I've completed all aspects of this operation, and the Naxals as well. So they have two options, either to face the gun or to come and do the dialogue with the government or dialogue with the security forces and join the mainstream society, right? Then comes the next, Amrit Bharat railway station. Again, this was a scheme in order to modernize more than 1300 railway stations across India, and yesterday Honorable PM visited Bikaner, Rajasthan, where he dramatically talked about the Operation Sindoor, and he again said terror and trade would not go together, terror and talks would not go together, water and blood will not flow together, Bharat ka pani Bharat ke hit mein bahega. All those good statements he has made during his address during his public address after the Operation Sindoor. And he also inaugurated from there 103 Amrit Bharat railway stations. You do not have to get into the detail, but I have just 2 or 3 examples for you which you should be knowing, that these railway stations are being built on the Indian heritage, on the Indian history, as well as the culture. So we have Orcha railway station in MP, whose theme is related to Lord Ram. Then we have Tiruvannavali in Tamil Nadu, which is related to Dravida architectural temples. Then we have Mandalgarh railway station in MP, who is focusing on Rajput traditions. Then we have also Thave railway station in Bihar, which is focusing on famous Madhubani paintings. Now I've given you 4 examples. You need to know these examples. Whenever a question comes, again, direct question will not come, but you can mention these examples in your mains. In this session, I try to give as many examples as I can, as many as success stories as I can, for you to clear your prelims, to clear your mains, your interview, and get your name in the prestigious list. right? So stations showcase the local art, history, architecture, contributing to both historical preservation as well as tourism growth. Now Malkham, this was in news. Again, this was the picture of the week. Here they have written Malkham. Now Mal means the wrestling and Kham means pole. That is wrestling and pole. So it's a wrestling pole. Name derives from, I've told you, wrestling pole, states, two states, that is MP and Maharashtra. Both these states, this sport is famous in both these states. Only this much you need to remember. With this, I have concluded today's daily news analysis session. To all those who are appearing this year for prelims, hardly one day left. I hope you have completed your revision, everything revision. I hope you have completed your revision, and I wish each one of you all the very, very best. Tomorrow, just relax, take deep breaths, complete your sleep. Make sure you have got the printout of your admit card. Be there on time at the center. Do not get panic. Don't be too much anxious. Try to have a 8-hour sleep, because if your mind will function properly, trust me, those 2 hours will justify your mehnat which you have done for the past 365 days. So all the very best to Ekta and all other students who are appearing on 25th. Then next Friday we will be discussing, we'll be seeing what all sort of questions have come and how UPSC has framed their questions in the year 2025. Thank you so much. All the very